I was inspired by my mom most of the time because I was bullied through primary and high school. People would,
The bigger goal is to franchise my company to the whole of South Africa, to the whole of the world.
they have Njabulo working for this brand. Wow, it's amazing.
Hello there and welcome to another one. I trust I find you in good spirits. My name is Tatenda. I'm super excited. But before we get into why I'm excited for the day, I just want to welcome everyone that is here for the first time. I know there's a few gents and ladies from the fashion industry that are here, and I'm so excited because where the podcast is going and where it started is just taking its own turn, and I'm so glad that I'm just a passenger as much as you are. It's so important that you subscribe, you share, you like. That's how we grow as a show, and that's how our guests also get some traction and growing and all that. But anyway, my wife always says this one thing that I do not keep a secret. So this young man comes in, and you're going to see him on screen shortly. This my young man comes in, and I'm like, Bud, I know your dad, and your dad is a very good friend of mine, crazy like me. Then he's like, yo, he's so energetic for his age. I'm like, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think he's listening to this and he's watching this. When someone says you are crazy energetic or for your age, I don't know what this young man is trying to say about us. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a young man here that walked in, and immediately I was like, yeah, kid, you're so tall. Ladies and gentlemen, meet our guest for today, a fashion icon, a fashionista, and the one that made me feel like, whenever a man comes in and they have got a headline and I don't have a headline, I feel intimidated. So, ladies and gentlemen, meet Mr. Njabulo. How are you, my boy?
I'm good, and you, sir?
I'm good. Don't call me sir, man. It makes me feel so old, like you did to your dad. And that you're going to answer to it. You're going to answer between your dad and you. Why are you saying he's so old? We are never old, but never.
Well, he's used to it. Like that's what they say to him at home.
Is it?
Yeah.
How are you doing? Thank you so much for pulling through. And I know more than anything, the conversation that we're going to have today is not only going to be good for me, but good for the listener and the viewer. And before we get into why we are here or what we're going to speak about, a just brief introduction of who you are and in your own words, how you want people to remember you or how you want people to address you or how you want people to know you as. So who's Njabulo?
Okay. Njabulo is a boy that was born in Soweto, Zola. Grew up at Fleurhof. Raised by very good parents. That's what I could say. Went to school at Gauteng City College. That's high school, actually. And I want to be remembered as someone who brought change to a fashion industry, to modeling. We want to be recognized as models too.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so amazing that it's great that you say you want to be remembered as someone that brought change. I think with change, it's like responsibility. To whom much is given, much is required. And you understand that when you make such a statement that I want to be remembered as someone that brought in change, there's so much negative connotations to that, or negative energies or forces that want to oppose that notion. Do you understand what it means when you say, I want to be an agent of change? Or what does it mean in your own words when you wake up in the morning and say, I want to be an agent of change? What does that mean?
Well, in change, I mean respected and loved for what you do. And not only that, I'm a model. Now I should look down to others. Everyone should be looked up to. Like, you're amazing. Wow. And everyone should know that you look good, not because this person's a model. No, you can't do it.
Yeah.
Everyone is amazing at their own thing.
Wow. Yeah. Anyway, you are so amazing. And in the comment section, I'm just asking you, do you know this guy? And just let me know where you know him from. I want all the files, all the secrets that he's done, all the scandals that he's done. Let me know in the comment section, because I know when I now sit down with his dad and we are enjoying a bottle of KWV, the gold one and the premium one, I want to know what to laugh about and what to abuse his dad with. Anyway, let me know in the comment section. So, Ntahla, No. You see, now I'm calling you with your dad's name. Yeah, it starts now. The nonsense starts now.
Yeah.
So Njabulo, your high school days in Gauteng City College. Take me through a brief of what were you up to? When did this idea, when did this I want to be in the fashion industry come in? Because for a lot of guys, when you ask them what you want to be when you grow up, people are talking about being a doctor, being an engineer, being a this, being that. And yet you ended up, you're 19 years old and you ended up being in the fashion industry. Take me through what led to that decision.
Well, I was inspired by my mom most of the time because I was bullied through primary and high school. People would call you names. And, well, my skin tone is also the reason why people would bully you.
It's beautiful, bro. Your skin tone is quality, bro.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous, bro. It's amazing. It's massive.
Thanks. Thank you. But at that time, I wouldn't understand that. Being called dark and whatsoever, it would actually pull me down. But, well, I went on till matric. I saw that there's good in me. There's a huge potential in me. And my mom kept on telling me that you're amazing. You could be a model. And then she said, finish high school. Then after high school, went to looking for agencies. That's when I started.
Wow.
Yeah.
So in high school, take me through, what does bullying do? Because we always speak against bullying. I'm in schools as well, with my cricket and my teaching. And a lot of times we speak about bullying from a person that is trying to protect the person that is being victimized. But from your own understanding and from the person that has been there in the midst of bullying, what does that do to you mentally?
It actually tears you down. You question yourself most of the time. Well, you're looking at yourself through other people's image now, not in a way that makes you happy. That's how it tears a person down.
Cheers. When you speak about tearing down, let's not speak about tearing a person down. Let's talk about tearing Njabulo down and having a mom that keeps on saying you are amazing. But then there's always going to be another kid out there that doesn't have a mom that says you are amazing, or that doesn't have a bigger brother that says you are amazing. Yeah. What advice would you be giving to that kid? Because you had to be pulled out from the rains or from the darkness by your mom that believed in you. Someone else may not have that. That's the importance of having a conversation like this, because not everyone is going to be fortunate enough to have a mother that's going to say, you got this, or a dad that's going to say, I believe in you. What advice would you be giving to a kid that is going through the same pulling down? And bullying is not only from being told that you're dark. Mm-hmm. Someone can call you that you're too skinny, you're too tall, you're too fat, you're this. Yeah, or you're stupid, or you're dumb. You understand? What advice would you be giving to that kid that's going through this right now?
Besides the thing I got from my parents is working on myself. I worked on myself, went to the gym, impressing myself, having goals that do good for me. If I have a daily plan of impressing myself, then I actually feel better, feel more confident in everything.
Yeah. When you say goals that are good for you, that's a deep statement. And I think we can speak about that for 30 minutes, because the one thing what I do is I always take from what you are telling me, and that's my next question. So when you say setting goals every day, give me an example of setting goals, of setting your goals on a daily basis.
Well, it's going to the gym, reading a few pages. Making your bed could be a goal. Some people don't think about that. Making your bed could be a goal. Having a clean room is a goal. Just something that improves you daily. Saving that 2 rand is also a goal. Something that improves you.
Yeah. And a lot of times we feel like if I have achieved something, I have to see this gigantic thing. I have to see this massive house or this big car or this whatever. If it's following, I have to have 1 million followers to feel like I've achieved my goal. And yet here you are saying, when you make your bed every day, you've actually achieved. And a lot of people kind of feel like, yeah, well, these smaller goals, they don't do much. And here you are saying, that is something. Who gave you the inspiration to set your own goals? How did you come up with such wisdom? You're so wise, Did you come up with that?
Well, social media has good and bad. So with the inspiration, you come across videos like that. Like, set daily goals for yourself. If you want to see yourself achieving, you have to set daily goals. You have to take that risk. Then I did that.
You took the risk.
Yeah.
Take me through that risk. Take me through you. Putting yourself out there is not easy. I think it's easier said than done to say, yeah, I'm confident, I'm this. And let me take you through a backstory. 2020, 2019, somewhere there, I bumped into a Facebook post that said they were looking for presenters. Yeah. So they were starting a TV program and whatnot. So you had to record a piece. So they would give you a piece, record it in front of camera, and just introduce people. So I would say, hello, my name is Tatenda. I'm back with another one. It's da-da-da-da show, and thank you so much for coming through. Call your neighbors, call your friends, and everyone. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show kind of vibe, right? Mm-hmm. And I did that. And when I did it, I think I was in the comfort zone of my own space. My wife was recording me. I think I had like 5 or 10 texts of the same thing until they called me into the studio, and boy, oh boy, did I fumble. Literally, I'm thinking, it's like 5 lines, and I'm, what was it saying? And that's the reason why I'm trying to say that is, it's easier to say that I'm throwing myself out there when you're around people that you're comfortable with. But the moment it then goes into, let's go into the real world, the fashion industry, I think it feels like, just like any corporate world or wherever, when you're walking in, there has to be nerves.
Yeah.
You threw yourself. How? Where did you get the guts?
Well, I don't know how this will sound, but I just told myself that I'm the show. I'm the show. They're here to look at me.
Sure.
Yes, they're there for the clothing. They're there to see fashion, but I'm also the show. I have to give them my all. It's now or never. You don't know when there's an international scout there, an agent looking for a new model.
That's deep, but to say, yes, in as much as they have yet to see the fashion, but I am the show. That takes a great deal of confidence and self-belief. And you can see from your eyes that you believe in your craft, you believe in who you are, you believe in what you stand for. But someone else is looking at you and thinking, how did this guy manage to do that? What advise them for someone that wants to be in the fashion industry? Because I promise you, it's 4 years later that I'm doing this podcast. But when I recorded and I went into studio, I was like, I've never, ever sit in front of a camera. And by then, my wife and I had a YouTube channel. But that's again from you're in a comfort zone. You're in your own house and you've got a camera on, and I think when I'm with my wife, I had that confidence that, yeah, even if I fumble, she's going to laugh and correct and this and that. Yet someone is there and going, I would love to, but where do I start? Yes, you are saying, I am the show, but it's easier said than done. Yeah. Advice, straight up, what would you be saying to someone that's listening?
Well, I could say I'm one person that doesn't take bad things from people, but I found out that you could take criticism and turn it into good. Listen to what they say that's bad and find a good in that thing. Work on the thing that they see errors in until there's a point where people can't even say bad about it. Work on those mistakes that people see, because you also feel like you have flaws in certain places. You feel like you're not confident. But if people tell you that this is a mess, this is missing or whatever, then that's what you work on.
Do you hear that? You can still do it. So get into the comment section and let me know how much of this conversation has impacted you and what are you going to do differently. Because a lot of times we hear about things and we just go, wow, that's amazing, but we do nothing about it. The power of change is in you acting upon that which you have heard. Believe me, that just came right now. That's just amazing, right? Njabulo, let's go back a little bit to, here is a guy that is walking in and saying, I am the show. And my question, I think it will sound dumb, but the moment that your dad said you are coming, I was like, I think this is my opportunity to speak about or to ask this sort of dumb question when it comes to working on Fashion Week or whatever. And I'm thinking, some of the clothes or the designs that you guys walk in, are those for daily living? Like, you wake up, you're going to work, would you be wearing something that is got a feather that is going wee? Or like, are those designs for your everyday wear, or it's for just for that? And that's what the fashion industry is about.
Well, it depends on the person's style first.
Okay.
Depends on the person's style. Like, if they like that, they could make it their daily wear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to have that glam in you, show
The
them
glam.
who you are.
Yeah. So basically, whatever a designer designs, they are expressing themselves. Is it?
I could say that because they design wonderful stuff.
Yeah.
Something that's out of this world, because their art is like different. You even ask yourself, what's in this person's brain? How did he come with this?
Then when you are walking or when you're putting on those clothes, what's going through your mind? Is there a set way of walking? Is there a set way of making sure that the design goes with your mood or how you're walking or whatnot? Is there a set guideline of this is what I want you to do? Is the designer's giving you the clothes? This is what I want you to do when you're wearing my clothes.
Well, sometimes, but they want their clothes to be out there, and you should know that whatever you're stepping into is just an art piece. There's a lot of designers which I've worked with. They've made art pieces, and I'd be like, I don't want to disappoint this person because they made something so beautiful.
Yeah. And what is the bigger picture for a guy in the fashion industry? For Njabulo, what's the bigger goal? Yes, I know you've set small goals. You made your bed, you went to gym, you did that. But what is the bigger goal? And the reason why I'm asking that question is when I came to South Africa, I was working, then I joined a cricket club. And part of the reason why I had to come to South Africa was because I wanted to play cricket. So the bigger goal was to play cricket. But later on, I think the goal just sort of deviated into coaching. And with coaching, I wanted to start my own academy or my own company, which I'm doing right now. So the bigger goal is also right now where I'm standing is the bigger goal is to franchise my company to the whole of South Africa, to the whole of the world. So that's my bigger goal, moving swiftly into that role, into that vision, into that dream. With you, what's the bigger picture? What's the bigger goal?
As I mentioned to you, like, I'm more about other people feeling better about themselves. Yes, there is bigger goals people set for themselves that, like, I need to be like this at the age of whatsoever. But, like, it's good to make someone else better. There is a kid struggling, feeling some type of way, stressed because they're always bullied. My biggest goal is that make someone's day, no matter who the person is. Just make them happy, or make people happy. Whenever they see you, they have that thing of, like, I have hope. That guy did it. I'm also going to do it.
Yeah. And what is your bigger goal? And I'm going to come back to that bullying because there's so much that we can chat about in that regard. What's the bigger goal with your career? Do you want to work in someone else's designs until eternity? Or do you want to own your own fashion house? Do you want to own your own agency? They say small beginnings start by just saying the word. So when you say, this is what I want to see myself as, this is where I want to see myself at, you speak it, that's how it comes into existence. So am I challenging you with that?
No.
Had you not thought of it? If you did, please share with us.
The bigger goal here is to earn respect from people outside as models, not just only for me, but we should put a name to ourselves. Usually when we go on social media, it will be like a big brand, then they mention a huge model, like, this brand has this model working for them. I want that here in South Africa. Like, okay, they have Njabulo working for this brand. Wow, it's amazing. They mention names. Like, there's one model I look up to. It's Sydney Masilela.
It's South African, huh?
Yes. I was with that guy after casting. That guy told me that I should keep on working. I have the potential. And he's one person I could say that he is going far. Like, he's amazing.
Wow. When you say you guys want respect, could you say that the South African industry or the South African public do not appreciate fashion?
Well, they do. They do. But what I'm saying is that we should be honored for what we do too. We should be honored as those models that are in international sports. There's models in France, whereas you could say there's a brand that holds a casting, selects their models, and then they'll be like, no, there's this model who's working for this brand. There should also be a focus on models too.
So that's why I'm saying, does that mean in South Africa or in Africa in general, we don't appreciate your line of work?
Well, it is appreciated. It is.
But it would be better if it was like in Europe or in the States or whatever. Am I getting you right?
Yeah.
So the way the fashion industry is in France and the way it is here, there's a big gap that can be filled.
Actually, yes. Yeah.
And what can we do differently? If someone is watching this or a brand is watching this, what can they do differently to match up? And yes, matching up may take time because obviously Africa being a somewhat at the backward of development in the world, and obviously Europe being a first world country and the first to third, we're always going to be miles apart. But there's always going to be something that you implement that can make us get to that space. What can we do differently from you being in the industry? What can be done differently?
Differently. Well, with brands are doing their job. Brand owners, designers, they're doing their good job. But like, all we need is like respect. And that thing is slowly coming in play. Respect of models.
Yeah. So coming back again to for someone that is already in the industry, because if you look at me, I'm in sports, and I can point out 3 or 4 things that happen with selections that, you know what, if I were to do things differently, I would select so and so such a player and create such and such a clinic or a conference where we speak about these things and implement them, because I'm speaking from being inside the system. So you are inside the fashion industry system. From the outside, we don't see these things, like me, because I don't know nothing about it. Not saying that I don't appreciate fashion, but from a technical point of view, I would never look at fashion the way you do. It's just like saying, if you're a music producer, I appreciate music because it sounds nice. The producer appreciates music because every tiny detail was put in place. And when you look at it, you're like, oh, that's a nice song. But they were like, you could have added a little bit more bass there, a little bit percussion there, and. So from your standing inside or in the fashion industry, what can be done differently to match up with first world countries? If you were to be given an opportunity to change things
differently, what can be done differently? As I said, like, we just need that respect, as like everyone should be respected, like in the workplace respect, something like that.
Yeah.
Because yes, we have fun as models, you're communicating with others and what's, but that respect, you shouldn't be belittled.
Yeah. What takes what does it take to be a good model?
Does it take to be a good model?
Is it certain looks, certain height, certain weight, certain race?
It's how you present yourself. That's what I could say. It's how you present yourself, because with modeling, it's on designers and whatever people want to see.
So anyone can be a model.
Yeah, as long as you're good at it.
what does it mean you're good at it? Is it a certain walk or certain way of representing yourself? Because the reason why I'm bombarding you with such a question is someone that's watching this, and I always want to make our shows so authentic that someone can relate even from the pits. Everyone can relate to what we're speaking about, because we also don't want a situation where if someone was to look at you and say, I want to be in the fashion industry, they will be, yo, it seems like it's a closed gated community. No one can bump in. I don't know what to do. Is there a certain way of talking? Is there a certain way of walking? Is there a certain way of approaching? How do I find an agent? How do I get to be part of David Clale's design? How do I go to Fashion Week? How? Not feel like, oh, it seems like this can't be done. You understand?
Yeah. Well, this way, it's all about uniqueness. It's all about your uniqueness, because you could walk, but your walk could be similar to the other model. And but like the body measurement, size, that also impacts you. Depends on what the designer wants, and it depends on seasons. Right now, we running the industry. People that are dark are running the industry internationally, and I think locally too. We're running it, and yeah, mostly dark people are running it in the modeling industry.
Wow. Like I know there's a lady on TikTok, I think. She's very, very dark, and she's always taking a video. I don't know her name, but what made me draw my attention to her was when she's recording, she's always putting stuff on her body.
Yeah.
So I think she put in. I was so traumatized at the amount of oil that she put on her body, just moisturizing herself, and she's dark, and it's a beautiful dark skin. And just saying dark people are running in. Yet we are in a society where ladies, mostly, they want to bleach, want to be light skinned. How important is it for someone to maintain their natural look? Because that's what God gave you, and that's what's gonna feed you. How important is that?
It's very important, because it also goes into the thing of being unique. You just want to look like everyone else. Nah.
Exactly. You want to stand out. There's
Yeah.
importance in standing out.
Yeah.
Let's come back to bullying, and the reason why we've got a M.A.N podcast, M.A.N, is matured, available, nurture, and it's more from a mental health perspective, because these small things, they add up to traumas later on in the year, in an adult's life or in a child's life, whatever that happened in your childhood. And there's so much importance in forgiving. Yes, people were doing that to you. People were being abusive to you, foul language and all of that. Forgiveness wise, did you go back to those people to forgive them? Did you forgive them? And how did it feel when you said you've forgiven them
Well,
for what they put you through?
I didn't go to them to forgive them. I just told myself that I have to go past this, because it's something that actually pulled me back mentally. Whereas I'm a very defensive person, and I don't like that. I'm very defensive. I'm always up on looking to defend me first if you'd come up with something. And it's something that I had to tell myself that forgive them. If they said it, they said it. It's whatever. It's their opinion.
Yeah. But that takes a great deal of mental strength as well, to say, just forgive them and move on, which is the great thing to do. But if you were to meet them in the same room, how would you feel? Just picture a moment where you would walk in and they're in the same room as you. How would you feel?
I would be fine, because there was a time that I've been around them. Some of them hit me up on Instagram. They're like, "You're doing good. Keep on doing good at the work." And I'm like, "Wow, this person was like this at this certain time." But like, I'd be like, "Thanks."
Get over it.
Yeah.
You are a strong individual, mentally strong individual. What do you give credit that to? What's your go-to source of strength?
I think it's whatever that I went through, like from a kid, like because I was just bullied, and I would come out as the wrong party. So ended up being like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And what's your release? Because there is challenges, and we're going to be speaking about challenges in the fashion industry, or challenges in family, or challenges in our black communities, most especially because a lot of people or adults, they know as, if you want a career, you have to go this, you have to go to college, you have to go get a degree, you have to go and do this. The old natural or traditional way of doing things to get a qualification. So to then find a balance between that and trying to make it in a space where no one believes in you until you have made it. Unfortunately, society is like that. Until you've got 1 million followers, no one listens to you. Now, all of a sudden, everyone feels like, oh, you are this amazing person. But then when I was grafting back there, no one dared to give me a chance. And that's just the nature of it. How do you release from all the pressures of this world to balance yourself as a youngster, as a teenager, you are an adult now, and there's relationships coming through and whatnot, disappointments. How do you release that pressure of all those things? Because pressure is there.
Yes, there is pressure. Well, I could say with school, I was in university last year. I was busy with law. Well, this year, I had told myself that I'll focus on fashion and real estate, work with my dad. And I'll go back next year, continue studying. I'm trying to balance and see first that am I able to handle these things, and then decide on what I'll actually focus on more.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful that my parents allowed me to do that.
Yeah. And from a speaking point of view, and speaking about these challenges, what kind of relationship do you hold with your dad and your mom with regards to you growing up and being their boy?
They like my friends.
Wow.
They like my friends.
Wow.
Because with I could say almost whatever. I could speak with my parents, go and chat with them. We laugh, and yeah.
Wow. What does that mean to you? If you were to be speaking to the camera right now and speak to, who's going to cry first? Let me think. Is it Ntanhla or non-Ntanhla? Yeah, Ntanhla got weak now. Yeah. Speak to your dad right now and tell him how. Speak to your dad right now and tell him your relationship with him and what it makes you feel. And I know he's going to be starting crying right now, and I want to see a photo of it when he does. Speak to your dad right now in the camera, the middle one there. Speak to your dad in the camera and express yourself.
Who? Express myself? How?
Yeah. Just speak to your dad. Like, how grateful you are of what he's done and who you are because of him. In his face. It's therapy, I know.
It would have been better if he was here.
He's here. He's watching.
Yeah.
Yes, he's watching.
Yeah.
I want him to cry.
But as I said to him, as I call him Cow.
Cow.
I say Sure Cow. When I greet him, I
Okay, sure, Cow.
As I said, during my granny's birthday, which is his mom, he inspired me a lot. He's my motivation daily. You're my motivation. I always want to push because of you. When I work with him, he always tells me that I'm young, always have time to make money. But he's one person that I know that if I work with, I'd always do good. He's always working, which pushes me into working always. Keep on working.
I'm thinking Ntanhla is the one that's supposed to be crying and teary, yet his child is the one that is getting emotional here.
No, I'm not even getting emotional. My dad is someone who I could talk to, someone I could laugh with, and I'm happy that my dad is not very strict. My mom is the strict one. My dad is not the strict parent. Whenever I was in trouble, my dad would be the one that backs me up. And he's someone that plays with his kids, always. He's our friend.
Oh, man.
So I'm thankful for that.
Njayam, uidoggy. Uidoggy means you're the man. I'll put in the translations down below. To your mom.
My mom.
Speak to your mom.
one person that actually built me. She built me and she constructed me proper, which led me into being whoever I am right now, who tells me that everything has its time. Someone who's also a friend, someone who motivates me daily, who tells me that I can do it. Someone I actually can talk to, someone I can laugh with. She's actually a good mom.
Oh, I think a lot of times as parents, it's easy for us to feel like we're not doing a good job. So to hear our kids saying you're actually a good mom, that's, to me, I think it just made me like, oh, and my wife, she was like, oh, because to hear your child wake up and say you're actually a good mom, you're like, Lord, I did something good. I did something right. So amazing. You said your granny's, it was your granny's birthday. Do you have a relationship with your gran, and what kind of relationship is it?
Okay, I have two grannies, mother's side and dad's side.
Yeah.
I have a relationship with both of them, but the
Yeah.
problem is I don't see the other one, Gakulu,
Okay.
which is my dad's mother. Whenever I see them, they're also like my friends.
Nice.
I always want to hug my grannies, talk to them, and the worst part is that when I'm with my mom, I'm that lazy kid. But with the grannies, with my grannies, I actually do for them.
Yeah.
And the relationships I have with my grannies, like, amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, let's come back to work a little bit. What challenges have you faced thus far as Njabulo in the fashion industry?
Not being selected is the hardest part. Not being chosen for a certain job is the hardest part.
Rejection, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And dealing with that, you just take it, as I said, like, take it as a good lesson.
Yeah.
Improvement, work on whatever there was a failure there.
Do they tell you what you did wrong?
Nope. But they have specific targets, right? As I said, like, it's on what the designer wants.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you're not the one that the designer wanted, you didn't fit in. But that's rejection. What does rejection do to you as a person when you don't get the SMS that you made it? Is there an SMS that says you're rejected as much as there's an SMS that says you're accepted after the shoot, or everything gets done there?
Sometimes there's specific levels where they pick during the casting. Then, yes, you will get notified over the phone too.
Yeah. Awesome.
But if you did not make it, then you won't
Nothing.
get
No
notification.
communication. So no news is bad news in this regard.
Yeah.
Anyway, as we're wrapping up, there's one question that if you were the host of the show and you were sitting here, what would you want to ask Njabulo? Killing you with questions tonight, huh?
No, not even. What would I want to ask myself?
Or what would you want people to know about you? Or what would you... Like, I went to that interview, I wish they'd asked me this question, I was going to answer it like this. What was that?
Actually, you asked me a question, which is what I wanted you to ask me. Who I actually work on, who I want to work on becoming, like my goal.
Wow. So I've been spot on then.
Yeah, you were spot on.
Amazing stuff. Njabulo, thank you so much for taking your time to come through. I think more than anything, I enjoyed the part that you can be an agent of change regardless of what challenges throw at you. And one can sit down and say, I'm a victim because I was bullied, and wow, that's who I am. I'm defensive because of stuff that I went through. Yet you are saying, you're turning the tables and saying you are not the victim. You are the you are the author of your own story. And when you said, when you're walking there, it's not just you walking on the fashion walk and saying, I'm wearing this design. You are saying, I am the show. You're not going to the show, you are the show. And there's so much importance in that when one wakes up in the morning, just know that you are the star of the day. Just like we say, God, this is the day that you have made, we shall be glad and rejoice in it. You're walking in with bold shoulders and saying, no, I belong here. I have to be here. I want to be here. And this is why I am here, kind of vibe. So thank you so much for inspiring me. And one thing that I love about the podcast is, in as much as it goes to the person that is watching, but it's already sunk in me. It's going to sink in me when I'm editing. It's going to sink in me when I'm watching, because I still love hearing my voice. And my wife always says, gosh, I've never seen a man that loves hearing their voices. Do you love hearing your voice when you've recorded something? Because I love hearing my voice. I can go there and I'm like, and my wife even bought me headphones and like, babes, when you're recording or when you're editing, please just put on headphones and you edit with the headphones on. And like, no. I want the whole world to hear. Yeah. Especially when she's recording as well. I want to hear her voice and I want her to hear her own voice. Mm-hmm. And there is so much importance in that, because there's so much things that we speak about and we really don't hear them until we're listening. Like, wow, I'm wise, man. Did I just say that? So there's so much importance in knowing who you are, and that's what you just did. You know who you are, you know what you stand for, you know where you are going, and we just wish you luck. Yes. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Any last words? And before those last words, what motto do you live by?
Take every day as a new opportunity to start getting your new goal.
Take every day and?
As a new opportunity to start living your new goal.
He's wise, guys. He's wise. Yeah, say, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. And everyone, check out Kisasa. Kisasa Volume 2. It's on the Privada magazine too, by King Nandi, one of the best photographers in South Africa.
Where can we find that magazine?
You can find it online.
Okay.
Just search for Privada.
Privada. We're going to link it down below of all of Njabulo's work. And where can people find you on the socials?
Instagram as Njabulo1.
Just Njabulo1. We're going to link it down, then you can just click on. Are you only on Instagram? Not X,
Instagram,
not
not
Facebook?
Yeah.
Apparently, you guys say when you're on Facebook, then you're too old for that. Like, what? Coach, you've got Facebook. What are you doing with Facebook? I'm like, jeez, that's the only thing that I know. So find Njabulo, it's Njabulo1 on Instagram. Please go in and follow him. And from there, we can see your work and what you're doing on there as well. Who is invited to come through those? Do we buy tickets to come and watch you do your thing? How does it work?
Yeah, there will be tickets for that show. And I'll actually make sure that my dad sends you the...
So I'll get an invite for that, so that we can come and see you do your thing.
You have to buy tickets.
Yes. Then we come and see you do your thing. Awesome. When is it seasonal, or Fashion Week just happens randomly?
Seasonal.
So coming into winter, then you're advertising winter clothing.
I think they do it before winter. I don't know how they do it, but
you just get called. Yeah. There is a calendar for that. Yeah. All the best, man. We wish you all the best for all your endeavors. As you walk in and being the show or the star of the show, may you carry so much confidence, and God blessing you as well, and God being your guide and these angels camping around you in everything that you're doing. May you succeed. May you be the name above all names. Not the name above all names, that's God. May you be the name that everyone knows about. When you speak about fashion, we know that there is Njabulo. So, awesome stuff. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome. If you're still here, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. I had my guy here in Njabulo and bombarding him with a few questions. But the most important thing is the fact that you're still here. And if you haven't liked, please just like. That's good for us, for YouTube to recommend more videos like this. Sharing as well is make sure that the other person knows about us. And subscribing helps the show to grow. Sponsoring the show as well, please. The links down below for you to sponsor the show are down there in the description. Just go on there and hit us up on the DMs. And from there, from us to you, we love you. God bless you. And enjoy the weekend. TGIF is Friday, everyone. Enjoy. Take care. Stay safe. Bye.